Greetings, sorry to keep you waiting, but my Discord voted to release the first 15 minutes of the new Part 10 as its own video. Anyhow, welcome to Part 10-2, which is for adding the dialogue system if you are caught up with the rest of the series. It's going to be largely the same process as the last video, but with some additions such as shop and item support. The next video that I put out will be going over in depth all the various effects you can do using the dialogue system, and will be called Part 10-3. Enough of the preamble, let's go! Alrighty, and now to get started, just like in the last video, we're gonna download the dialogue system from the first link in the description. I'll just have this exact same link, and then you want to click download and download that. And then you should get your zip file here and extract it. And once you do, let's open it up, and we have all of the things we need here. We are now going to actually open up our project here. And if it tells you something about LTS upgrade available, just ignore it because, I'm not using LTS and it's been giving me this every time I open up Gamemaker. So this is just, ignore that. That doesn't apply to us unless you are using the LTS version of Gamemaker, which for this series I chose not to. But anyway, let's start importing stuff. To do so, we just click import local package, and we want to find the Noel's Undertale dialogue system folder here, and we are going to start just going top down. We'll go with animation curves, and we'll import those here, and you can look at them all here. Let's add them, and yeah, this is going to be for like Tenna's dialogue, where how it animates on screen. Anyway, next things next, we need to import all the fonts, which just install the fonts like you would normally. We have the Sans font, we have Greater Determination, which you should already have installed, Papyrus, we have the Japanese text font, and here we see we have Sans' Japanese font. This is the trial version of it, Happy-Ruka Mono Seikyo 07. You might have heard that his Japanese font is actually HD Soikaku Paftai, but this is what they were originally going to have as his Japanese font, but they eventually switched to this one. This is a free alternative you can use if you don't want to pay the $14 that it does if you do his actual font. But yeah, I think the misconception arises because the Legends of Localization book directly mentions this one, and it says like this is what they originally meant, but it doesn't clearly state that they did switch to this at some point in development. And if you look in the credits of the game, you'll notice that the creator of the font is mentioned and it has in parentheses for Happy-Ruka for what he's credited for. But anyway, so yeah, once you install those, actually you might want to restart Gamemaker so it can actually recognize those fonts, and then you just want to add it in as you would with any other font. Again, I'll just show out like the font values. FNT mean, we want size 9, anti-aliasing off. Mean GP is going to be 10.5 off. And then we have our main sets. And make sure all the font names are what I have it, just so that the code that you import will actually recognize the fonts. You could go in the code and search for where I have all like these font names that we have, but yeah. Anyway, main sans, same as before with FNT main. Then we need to create a font for FNT underscore Papyrus. And we'll find the Papyrus font we installed, which is going to be size 13 with anti-aliasing off. And make sure this is the Papyrus font you installed and not the Papyrus font that might be on your computer by default. Then we want to create the Comic Sans font. So I'm going to say FNT underscore Comic underscore Sans. Right, and we're going to find that and make sure you do the one that doesn't have MS for Microsoft next to it. And yeah, that's going to be size 9 again with anti-aliasing off. And finally, we just want to add our FNT underscore JP underscore Comic Sans, which make sure you, again, name things as I am. It's not consistent, I know. I should have done it differently, but whatever. And also just make sure you do import like the Japanese fonts and Sans Papyrus even if you don't use it, just because code is going to be looking for those fonts. You can go in and remove it if you want to, but if you don't want to deal with that, you know. Anyway, for Japanese comic sans here, we are going to be using HG Soy Kaku Pop Tai because it's, you know, a free alternative basically. It's close enough to what we want. It's going to be size 48, and we're going to keep anti-aliasing on for that. Anyway, now we can close out all of that. And next up, if we actually look at the thing here, you'll see it has a lang file sample. And so basically, we're going to be using JSONs, which, you know, I'm just using .lang as the file extension, you know, ending, but it's just you know, a text/JSON file, right? And yeah, this will hold all the text for our game, and yeah, this just makes it very easy to add, like, you know, different translations and stuff, and to edit the text. But anyway, if we open this up here, we'll see, you know, this is what it should look like. You can create your own if you want, or you can just copy and paste this one, which let me show you where to do that. So actually, before we do that, there's some settings we need to fix. So click the gear icon. First of all, at the start of the series, I meant to make it 30 FPS, but I think I just literally forgot to click apply. So make sure you do that. Then your general here, make sure to disable file system sandbox so you can actually access the lang files. And also, if you haven't already, make sure interpolate colors before pixels is off. I somehow, like, I think just edited that out of part 1. But anyway, once you have that, that should be good. And make sure any platform you're playing to export that you do those, you know, the interpolate colors between pixels off. And actually, this one doesn't need the file system sandbox. Okay, anyway, just go to your project folder now, go to your data files, and we're going to be creating a new folder called lang, right? And this will hold all of our lang files, which let's just copy this here and paste it. Yes, and I also have, like, the lang file that, like, I was using for my project just to test it and stuff. And here, if you want to have a look at, like, what mine looks like. Anyway, now we have this in data files, and we have yen.lang in it. So yeah, so now you can go in, you can change the fallback message if you want. The title of that you will be displayed the game up here. You'll have multiple throughout your thing if that's something you want to do, but and you can switch it. But just for now, this is just, like, going to be the default title. This is if you're doing the Japanese translation. You know, where you'd have, like, the special asterisk character it uses. When I show how to do languages and stuff, which is really easy, I'll also just have a sample file for that. Anyway, uppercase alphabet, lowercase alphabet. This is for choices which you haven't done yet. This is the default text of text boxes, and this is where the actual dialogue is stored. So basically, yeah, and so if you look at, like, the room, this is all the different rooms in the game with dialogue will be put in here. And yeah, so for your different rooms, you just want to put the name of the room here, and then we're going to have, like, another struct here, and then put the name of what we want that interactable object/NPC to be, and then we'll have the dialogue. I'll go over adding this in a minute, but for now, just, like, that's what that is. And yeah, yeah, definitely make sure you change this to the name of your rooms. We'll deal with that in a second. And yeah, also, if for some reason if certain characters aren't displaying right, they aren't, like, outside of the, you know, normal ASCII, like, you know, English alphabet and, you know, normal English punctuation and stuff, you might want to try going to the encoding and clicking convert to UTF-8 if you're on Notepad++, so you can look up how to convert things to UTF-8 on your specific text editor. Even if it already says it's in UTF-8, because sometimes it's just weird and, like, you just need to click it again just to be safe, and then save it, of course. But anyway, now let's go back to import local package, and we're going to go to objects. We're going to import all of these. Yep, add all, and you can go through and look at them if you want. Anyway, we want to import those, And if there's stuff that it's asking to replace, if you know for certain like you did something different, you can go through and make sure what things you need to keep and replace. Otherwise, it doesn't really matter, and you can just click replace all or keep all, depending if you want to keep your objects that you have, if you want to use the ones that I have in the download, but it shouldn't ultimately matter. Anyway, let's import the scripts now. All right, we're gonna add all these. You can go through and look at them if you want. So let's import. And also something to note, for JSON to var, I removed the ser prefix for it, so we can delete the old one that says ser JSON to var. And actually, let's just copy that and then Control-Shift-F, search for ser JSON to var, and then replace it with just JSON to var, and do that if you didn't already have it like that. So let's delete this now. Okay, anyway, now we're gonna import local package again, and we're gonna import all the sounds we want. This is all Tenna's sounds that he uses for his text, so we can just add that. Then we're gonna import all the text sounds the characters make when they're speaking, and yep, add all. You can look at this, and important to note, when you're like importing this, if you double click on something, it will remove it. So if it's giving you like an error about like a certain asset not being in your thing that's trying to reference, just try to re-import this stuff, because you might have accidentally removed it. Anyway, so now we're just gonna import all of this stuff. I'm gonna replace my things here. Anyway, now tools, import local package again, and this is all the just sounds like we have. This is just the Vine Boom sound effects, because I like to use it for the funnies in my dialogue stuff. And this is just the phone sound effect for when you call people, which we'll be going over how to add later. And then this is the just select sound effects, and this is just silence, of course. So yeah, now I'm just gonna import. Now we're gonna go and import the sprites finally. And yeah, this is all the like base sprites that we're gonna be using. Some of this are imported from the other stuff, but I added it in here just in case. So anyway, let's this I didn't add like all of the character portraits and stuff. Like, you're gonna have to add that yourself, because it's there's a lot. But I just added like a few just so you can like test it out and stuff. But we won't really be going over how to add all of that until the next video. But anyway, so that's everything that we've needed to import. Now there's, if we actually go to the thing, we'll notice there's a little thing here that says code to copy paste. So we're actually going to bring that over here and take a look at that. So there's some things that we're going to actually need to paste manually in here, because I don't want to override everyone's like initialization objects, for example. So anyway, we're just going to copy all of this stuff. This is just the language stuff, and we're going to go to the objects, go to func, and find our object initialize, and then we're just going to paste it here, or really anywhere. It shouldn't really matter. And yeah, so this is where you would change all the font names and stuff if you want to use different names for the fonts. But anyway, now this is, as you see here, this is my own gamepad. Please change it to your own. For your projects, you want to find where you are, the path that it's in, your project folder. So as you can see here, mine's under C, users, Noel without an E, because Windows still has E in my name for some reason, desktop, and then desk appearance. This might be different for you, but either way, you just want to, whatever this is, you want to copy it, starting, yeah, we're just copy the whole thing, and replace everything until before data files. So it should your highlighted thing should look like this, and you want to paste. And then you'll notice there's some grayed out things here. This is just because we need to have 2 backslashes so that it actually recognizes it as backslashes in each thing. And if if any of the folders starts with an N, just make sure it has the 2 backslashes, because otherwise it's going to think it's a line break, but we don't want that. So yeah, just every time there's a backslash, make sure there's 2, and make sure you're using backslashes and not forward slashes. That's what Mac uses over here. Yeah, if you're on Mac, same exact thing, just you have a different way of showing the different folders, and if you're on Linux, I'm sure you can figure out how to do that on your own. Just like copy this and say if like OS type is OS_Linux, right? But anyway, if you ever share your project folder with like a friend or something, or you change the directory of your project folder, make sure you update this accordingly, because it will be searching for the path of your project folder here. This is only if you're running it in Gamemaker. If you export the game and share it, you don't need to worry about that. It's just for when you're testing and programming and stuff. Okay, and that's pretty much all you need to worry about with that part of the copy paste code. But for the rest, you don't need to worry about this, because if you're watching this, you're caught up with the series. Anyway, so now you can see in the items section here that all of the items have like different things than we had before. Before we just had like just the strings. If I scroll down here, you can see I have just the strings for all this, but now we're gonna start like referencing text within the lang file, so that between languages it's just like really easy to get the right strings, and it's very convenient. So anyway, let me show you how to do that. So if we see here, we're going to be using the get text script, and then just in quotation marks, we just need to say in the lang file, we're going to create an item category. Then we're going to create a food category within that, and then we'll have the name of the item that the food item that we want, and then we'll have the name as a thing, right? And so let me show you what adding that looks like. So basically what adding this is going to look like is we're going to add a comma after the dia thing here, and we're going to have a section called, and if you're using Notepad++, it might be a good idea to go to language and then JSON, just so it's easier to read. But anyway, we're going to add a section called item, right? And then we're going to add a colon here, and then our curly brackets, right? And so now we have our item section, and within the item, struct really, we're going to create the food subcategory, right? Within that, add our Susie_candy struct, and within the Susie candy struct, we are going to add a string called name, and then for the name, we can, if you want, you can just like copy the stuff in the code. We're gonna copy, it says Susie candy here, and we're gonna paste it right here, like that. And yes, so let's just test with this first. So first, let's press Control S to save. If you look at the README that I had in the lang folder, in the lang file folder in the zip file, you'll see that they have this link here for a website you can use in case you are having some kind of formatting issue with your JSON. If you just want to, if it's like giving you an error with your JSON for some reason, just copy it, paste it into here, and then it will tell you what the issue is all the time. Like if you forget a quotation mark for some reason, right, you can just click auto repair and it will repair it for you. Sometimes, like if I delete this, it won't give you an auto repair option, but it will tell you like the general area where there is an issue, and just look in that area and see, oh, I forgot my curly bracket, right? And you add that in there. You can also just edit your JSONs in here, but I like to use Notepad++ just because it's a little more streamlined, because I can just press Control S and it immediately applies all my changes. And you can use any text editor you want for this, but I'm using Notepad++ because I like it. Anyway, so now within Gamemaker, you can see we want to use get text, and then just in a string, we just literally want to say item, food, Susie Candy, name, right? So let's call that get text script here. And if it's grayed out, that might just because, you need to restart Gamemaker so it actually recognizes it since we just imported it. But anyway, now we just want to say item dot food dot Susie underscore candy dot name, right? And so if we launch the game and look in our inventory, we should see that the Susie Candy name displays correctly in the menu. Actually, make sure it's txt, not text with an E. So now let's run that again. And oh yes, and since we have their FPS, we will need to just like as a quick fix, we're gonna double all of our moving values. I'm gonna completely shall to rework the movement stuff to be better later. But this is just as a quick fix, we're gonna be doing that. But anyway, so now if we go back, we open our inventory, we go to items. Susie Candy, you can see is Susie Candy is being displayed correctly. And if we go to our JSON over here, and we change the name to Susie Candy sucks. All right, and then we save that. Make sure you save it, very important. And then we run it and open our inventory. You can now see that it's called Susie Candy sucks. Yeah, so that makes it very easy to just edit all of your game's text in one place. And yeah, so basically, I'll just show a few quick, I'll show one more food thing, and then I'll show one for weapons. Just an example, because I don't want to spend forever showing how to add every single thing, but you can get the idea. It's like, kind of the same process. You want to add a comma after your thing, like we normally do with structs, and then we're going to say, after name, we're going to have name underscore short, right? And then we're going to call this sus candy, right? Which I believe is, it's sus candy here. And then, definitely once you do that, make sure you save. And you can copy this from here and paste this. And instead of name, we're going to have name short, right? And just do that with all the text for each item. And then again, you want another item, add a comma after the first item, and then do, and this is still within food category, right? Rouse underscore candy, right? And then we'll do this, and we'll have name. Make sure it's in quotation marks. Name. And we'll call it Rouse candy. Make sure. Okay, it's right. There you go. And same exact thing as before. Just how much Rouse candy, right? Obviously, this is gonna be your own items and stuff, but that's just the general process. Again, if you want this to actually be orange, restart Gamemaker, and that should hopefully fix it for you. Anyway, so I'm gonna go down to the weapons now. Just to show how to add like a new entire type of item. You want to find the end of the food struct here, and literally just like add a weapon, right? And then at the colon, our brackets, and we'll have stick, right? Very simple. Name, and then name of it is sharp stick, right? Just like that, same exact things before. If you want to add like the other stuff, we add the thing here. This is we'll do desk just as a separate example, right? And then you don't want to like type everything out. You can obviously cut it and paste it here, or copy, whatever terminology you want to use. I use Control X to cut. Anyway, so just do that. Make sure you save, Control S, or file save. Anyway, and then go down here, and yeah, get underscore txt. Then we want to look for item dot weapon dot stick dot desk, right? And you know, same thing up here for name, but I'm not going to show all that. Just know that's what you're going to need to do for replacing all your item text. And yeah, you can. It's also you know, same thing for key. Okay, and also as you can see, we're also going to need to do the same thing with all the self stuff. But you can see it's under a new menu section. So yeah, we're going to need to create that. Actually, let me just show what it looks like in my one that I'm using. Basically, let me want to make sure this is something like that. For the nice colors, we're gonna create the menu section, and in it we're gonna have a cell name section, and this is gonna have you know, like all the names of the you know, people we're gonna be able to call. So anyway, the exact same process. After our item one, we're gonna add a menu, right? And you should really go through and also like add all of these things that we have in our menu when we're showing the Undertale style menu. So I would also just go through and do all of that. But as the final one, we're gonna have cell names and have this stuff. I'm just gonna copy this and make sure all of these are just, you know, strings and not structs, except for cell names. That's gonna be holding multiple things. But anyway, I'm just gonna copy and paste this. You can just do the same thing and then add this as you need. But anyway, yeah. So now, cell names is just change this as you're gonna need. But anyway, then make sure you save, and then we're just gonna do as the thing tells us to here, which is gonna have like get text, menu, and then cell names, and then the name of the person. So let's go and find the cell stuff here, and you know, for name, you know, we're gonna have that thing we had: get text, menu, cell names, tutorial, right? And for the and same thing for like, you know, Papyrus, Sans, whoever you have, right? So we are going to be replacing all of this with you know, the get text script, so that you know, we can have support for the language files instead of just like directly typing it into Gamemaker here. So I'm not going to show exactly how to like add all of that, but what it's going to look like is your lines thing is now going to just look like this. And when you look at it in the thing here, what we're going to actually need to do is find the rooms thing, and after one of the rooms, we're going to add a comma, and then we're going to just add the name of the shopkeeper's room. For example, this is room shop QC, and then literally we're just going to be copying all of these and then like pasting it into little things here, right? For example, intro, we copied what we had for intro before and pasted it here. If you want to delete the formatting to make it all one lines, I would recommend that just for readability's sake. It is a bit annoying, but I think it's worth it just because this is a lot readable compared to what we had before, and you know, saves a lot of space. Anyway, just, you know, this hopefully shouldn't be too hard to do. Just be very wary of like if you have like the spacing we had before, like it might be something like this, that you don't accidentally delete the commas and whatnot. That can be very easy to do. And yeah, if you're having issues, make sure to use that website I showed to auto repair it, or just like look where it says there are issues, and just make constant like saves, and you know, maybe back up every once in a bit, just if you're like very inconfident in like what you're doing. But hopefully, if you just like copy what you see here, like it shouldn't be too confusing. What you're also going to need to do is replace the currency one with get dia currency, and yeah, we're going to use get text, and there's get diet and get text, and we're not really going to worry about all that stuff. There's options, which is we're going to need to add a shop section at the bottom here, and this is going to have like just all the shop text is like the same across all shops, where it's buy, sell, talk, exit, the plus sign, armor and stuff. I might just go ahead and copy this from like my file that I shared, because this stuff here might be confusing. This is part of the command system that I've added in the dialogue system, but you don't need to worry about what that does for now. I'll explain that in the next video. But basically this will just like display the item that we have selected within the text of the game without having to worry about like type out every possible option and like localize that. So anyway, I'm just gonna do a Control F of the get underscore command here, and or get underscore script here, and I'll just like quick go through and show all of the different places where we use it. Get text here, get text here, get text here. Have all of this here. Just go through and replace the text that used to be there with the new get text, like that. Here's the exit. We want to use it for so that seems like it's and again there's the two here. And that's pretty much all the places where that's all the places we're going to need to worry about replacing the text for. So yes, and we're going to also need to do the same thing with the menu, like I was kind of showing before. We need to use a get text for comment here. Let me just use a Control F for this. For comment, you're going to need to do that. And I'll show this phone stuff in a second. This is we're going to show level mini, HP mini, G mini. This is all we need to be, instead of using the string that was here before, we're going to use get text, and then what I showed before with the menu section, all of this stuff, all of that, items, stat, sell, all those, that text is going to need to be replaced. Use info drop, we're going to definitely need to replace. This is like all the menu stats we're going to need to replace. And yeah, that's all of that. So now, before I show you how to actually have to call and item dialogues, just make sure you have all of this in here. Make sure you have all of this. Make sure you have all your items imported right, and then that's all working. Make sure for your shopkeeper room that it's within the room's struct, right? And that you have all this stuff here and it's all formatted right. And then that should be basically everything you need. Ignore this test section. This was my personal testing stuff. You won't have that. Anyway, so once you have all of that in there, why don't I actually show you how to add new text. I didn't add all the stuff that I should have in this file, but you can see what it's supposed to look like in here. So, I'll also demonstrate how like everything working in a minute. But before we add the stuff to the shops and whatnot, and like I actually add the stuff in my thing here, I just want to show how to actually add dialogue and how to add it to your game. So basically, in our rooms, we're gonna have our the ID of like the we have interact bed, right? And then with for each set of dialogue we want, first we need our string here, right? And this will just be one line of text, right? And then if we want, we can have multiple lines per page by adding a comma after that string and adding something like wow, right? And so think of each string as one line of text, and each line of text is on one page, which are these first square brackets here. And we have multiple pages coming together to form a whole like book of dialogue, so to speak, right? That's what these like outer brackets are, right? For the array. So just kind of think of it like that. Every set of dialogue needs to have like that binding book cover, so to speak. Then we need our page, and then we need our line. So yeah, that's how text works. If you want to add new text, you're going to add a comma after that, after the first one in the room. Then we're going to have the name of it, also like interact underscore tree, right? And then we need our 2 square brackets, and then we need our parentheses, not parentheses, quotation marks. And then we need to just like have the text tree, right? And then if we want 2 lines, we'll say incredible, right? And then if we want another page of dialogue, or not a comma, more brackets, then we need our quotation marks, and then it's going to say so cool. And then on the next line is also going to say so cool. And the third line, which you can only have 3 lines per thing just because of the amount of space available within a text box, is also going to say so cool, like that, right? So now we have these 2 things, and make sure you actually have the name of the room right for the thing you're doing memorized. So now we have our 2 pieces of dialogue, and we saved, again, very important. We're gonna go to our waterfall testing room here, and I'm gonna add we're gonna actually find objects dialogue and find the object interacts, and so you can turn the grid off. And yes, we're gonna put this one over the bed here, and we're gonna double click on it, click creation code, and we'll say dia equals, and then interact underscore bed, right? And then we'll add this one here, and this will say, so dia equals interact underscore tree, right? And then we'll also add one, notice have the default text on this mushroom here, just as an example, right? To show that's working.
Okay, and if we run that,
A bed. Wait, why is a bed here? This should be default text. Default text. In the next video, I'm going to fix the interact hitbox a bit, just because it's a little weird. But anyway, now up here, this should just say a tree, right? And incredible. So cool, so cool, so cool, right? And so now, as you saw, you can have 3 lines of dialogue per thing, but it's also important to note that you don't want to have too much on one line, because otherwise it goes off the text box. So if you ever have something like that, so why don't we add a mushroom text that will actually give us that problem, right? So we're gonna add our things here, right? And we're gonna say this mushroom is the best thing to ever exist. OMFG. I'm gonna explode with joy. Wowie, right? Now this definitely won't fit on one line, right? So let's save that and see where it goes over the edge of the box, right? Oh wait, I didn't actually. Very important that you actually set it to have the interact underscore mushroom text here. So I spelled mushroom terribly wrong. There you go. So now let's run that again. Okay. Okay, and you can see after thing that it it goes off screen. And to add a line break, we just want to add a hashtag like so. Delete that. Now we can save, And let's see how this looks. And we can see after gonna, we need to have another hashtag to have a line break like that. There we go. Now let's run this again. And there we go. Now it all fits in one box. But yeah, just you can have up to 3 lines per thing, including line breaks. So yeah, keep that in mind when writing your dialogue. And yeah, so that's pretty much all I'm going to show to add dialogue. I'll go over like special effects and stuff in the next video. But anyway, now I'm going to show how to add the cell dialogue and item stuff. First off, let's do the item and cell things. So we're going to need to go down where we actually do that. And also I'm going to just quick copy the code I need to have all the stuff use get text instead of using the strings. So I'm just going to paste what I already have on my development project. But anyway, we're going to find where we have our cell things here. And we're just going to copy this last one here where it's, if cancel button press, I'm going to paste it. And now instead of saying cancel, we're going to say select, and we're going to say this is use cell, right? And instead of submenu equals select, we're going to do ser underscore snd, and then we're going to say snd underscore phone to use the phone sound effect. And then we're going to, so I'm saying select equals 2, we're going to say ser underscore txtb, and then we're going to get underscore dia, right? And this will get us the dialogue for our cell in the specific room. And then we're going to use our $sign and our quotation marks here and say cell dot, and then we're going to need our curly brackets and say string, and within this thing we're going to say, and what we're turning into string is global dot contacts, and then in our square brackets selected, and then outside of the square brackets dot id, and then after the right before the final parentheses here, we're gonna add a comma and then say pause like that, right? Okay, and then after that we're gonna press enter and say sub menu equals select, and control equals false, right? So now what we want to do is go ahead and find the room that we want to add cell dialogue to. And as you can see, all we need to do is within this room, we're going to add a section or a struct called cell and add the name, like the IDs of all the callers, and then we can just put what dialogue they had if you call them in that room. So let's, in our test waterfall room, we're going to add our cell section, and then this will give us the dialogue for papyrus. Let's do papyrus, right? And papyrus, well first we need either like a ring and dialing something. You can look at Undertale to see what it does for the different characters. Papyrus, it does ring, and so that'll be the first page of dialogue. Then the second page of dialogue here, let's have him say hello, right? And I'm gonna go over like adding speakers and stuff in the next video, but for now we'll just like have some pretty basic text. Also, you notice we didn't actually create this pause variable, so we're gonna do that in a second. Make sure you save first, but once you save, actually I realized that I forgot to actually show to do this next thing. What we're going to need to do is we're going to need to create a step event actually for our menu here, and we're going to be moving a lot of the stuff from the draw event to the step event, which I meant to do before, but I just forgot. So anyway, what we're going to do is we're first removing this to here. Then we're going to create this position stuff. So we're going to say var pos equals bottom if obj underscore main chara dot y is greater than center dot y. Then I should say if, not of. Anyway, then we're just going to say pos equals top. Okay. This is just for like the position of the text box. If we're like, if we're like below the bottom half, if we're in the bottom half of the screen, we want to set the text box to be at the top of the screen. That's all that's doing. And we're going to copy everything here, and we're going to cut that, and we're going to put that down here like so. And then we're going to also copy the destroy event here, cut that, and we're going to paste at the bottom here. And yeah, that's all the stuff that we're going to be copying over. But anyway, now if we did everything right, we should see pos is now yellow. So we should be able to run this. And if we go to cell and call Papyrus, hello, right? But you see we're still in the menu and stuff, and it's and now we have control of all the menus open. We're gonna fix that in just a second here. But yeah, we now have the ability to call people is the point there. So now that we've done that, we want to add the thing to show the item dialog. We'll make sure we close the menu and stuff in just a second here. Before that, let's go ahead and scroll down a bit, and then we're gonna find we have this thing here, item options. We're gonna copy this, and we're gonna paste it like here, and we're gonna change selected from 2 to 1. We can just from drop to info, right? And this will show us the info about the item. And instead of deleting the item, what we want to do is str underscore txtb, right? And then inside, we're just going to do global dot inventory dot and we use our square brackets selected underscore item, and then outside of the square brackets, we're going to do description, and then we're going to use the pause again, right, like that. And then we're going to say sub menu equals select, oops, no comma there. And then we're going to say control equals false, right? And just real quick before we continue, this is kind of what I get for not making sure I do all my item stuff beforehand, but you need to make sure that all of your item text is using the square brackets that we were showing before, just because since it is a text box itself, when we're showing it, we need to and not all the item text, just the description. It needs to have the it needs to be formatted like all the other text. So I'm actually just gonna go ahead and add it to my add it like you would anything else, just to show it. So this is how we're gonna make this get underscore txt. Remember, like we did before, and then it's gonna be item dot food dot Noel underscore candy dot desk, right? And that's gonna get the text we need. And then I'm gonna go ahead over to the thing here and add it as one of the items, Noel underscore candy, right? And then like that. And for desk, I'm gonna paste what I had before, right? And yeah, you can have, make sure it's put your quotation marks around it. All right, there you go. And yeah, make sure you format your stuff like that, like we do with all the other text. And yeah, so basically to make sure it actually destroys the menu the right way, we're going to need to put all of these in parentheses here. And then we're just going to say or, and then we have our thing here, instance underscore exists, obj underscore txtp, right? And obj underscore txt dot do underscore destroy, like that, right? And yeah, so basically I forgot to mention, but we need to add a control variable here, so that we can navigate some menu. We can say if control, right? So if we're actually able to control, right? So that's gonna be all the way, and so down here, like that, and we can just go up here, highlight, and tab that all out, like so. And also down here, where we have the destroy, we need after and can close, we're gonna say and control, like that. Okay. Yeah, and we also want to remove this close equals true thing here. We don't want that. And so now this should largely work as we want. Let's just run that. Okay, so let me use my cell. Right, so that worked. And if you use non-candy, there we go, right? But yes, there's just a few more things we need to do with this. So we're actually going to need to change some of our item scripts here. So first, we need to modify str eats so that when we eat, it actually shows us the text that we eat the item. So now we want to have a pause variable, and we're going to set that to bottom, like that. So now we're going to actually need to add two variables here. We're going to add field, which is going to equal 0, and we're going to add max, which is going to equal false. And then yeah, we're going to go to under HP here, we're going to say healed plus equals food dot heals, right? And then we're going to say down here max equals true, right? Or if we maxed out how much HP that we've recovered here. And then at the very bottom, we're just going to say if not maxed, then scr underscore txt. Then within this text box script here, oops, let me go down, we're going to say get underscore txt, and we're going to be getting the text menu dot eat, like that, and then we want pause, and then we want we have an array here, and in this array we're going to say food dot use comma field, right? And these are going to be the variables that we're inputting that it's going to be reading and displaying for us. So like the food that we used and how much we healed, right? But anyway, then we're going to say else if maxed and del, like that. We want to say scr underscore txtb again, and within it we're going to say get underscore txt, and the text that we want to be getting here is menu dot eat underscore max, right? And I think it's the same thing as before. We want pause, and then we want our array, but this time we just want food dot use, like that, right? And because we know for certain what text is going to be displaying, since we know it's going to be say, oh, your HP was maxed out, and all we need to input as a variable is the food that we eat. Okay. Then we need to add our two things here, and our target's just going to be our global.stats.mincar, because that's who we're healing, right? And then we just need to input the position, right? Like so. And so now, instead of saying close, you want to say submenu equals submenu equals select. And finally, control equals false. Yeah, and also make sure you don't end the brackets here. You want the brackets end here, otherwise it won't work. All right, and yes, right before we can actually run this to see if it works, we do need to go ahead and actually add use text for our different things too, which if you look at actually, Undertale and Deltarune, there is unique use text for each thing. It's not just like, oh, you use thing or whatever, right? So you are going to have to write your own stuff for that. If you take a look at like what that actually looks like, there's like, you eat the crab apple, you eat the cinnamon bunny, you eat the unicycle, you eat one half of the bicycle. But yeah, sometimes the tense is like not consistent within Undertale and stuff. You might want to try to be more consistent, or you could just not care. Yeah, you can see here within like, for notebook it's past tense, CT Undertale uses the present tense. So go ahead and add that to the stuff here. Yeah, we're gonna add use for Noel Candy. This is gonna be a new one. Use, and then I'll just say, you eats the, right, like that. And also, very important that you also just add the use thing here. It won't work unless you also add use here. So we can say get underscore text, and then item dot food dot Noel underscore candy.use, and there you go. And as you can see here, it's important that for food, the use thing is just a string by itself, but for weapons and armors, we want it to be within the, like how all the other text is formatted. So yeah, just keep that in mind. And yes, double make sure you spell everything right. So yeah, now this should work. If I run this, right, and you can see it shows you eat the normal candy, right? So yeah, you can add that for all of your different items. Just make sure you're doing everything spelling correctly, and you only use strings for the foods, and for all the other stuff you use for all the other types of item you use this, right? The normal way we do text with the 2 square brackets, right? So yeah, speaking of, why don't we go ahead and add some use text for the other stuff, just so we can so I can just show how to add that. So for the weapon, I'll use the hairbrush as an example. We'll have use, and I'll just say like, you equip the brush, right, for the use thing here. So yeah, make sure actually this is get underscore txt, and then we want our item dot weapon dot hair underscore brush. So actually dot use, right? And there we go, and our comma. And again, make sure you go through and use get text for all the other stuff here. Anyway, so now I'm just gonna copy the hairbrush thing here, just so I can have it in my thing without having to type it all out. There you go. I'm just gonna use that. So now if I go ahead to the object menu, we need to kind of do the same thing with the equip script as we did with the food script. So first off, instead of saying close, we're gonna need to say submenu equals select, because we're showing the select submenu in like the backgrounds while showing the dialogue, and then we're gonna say control equals false, right? and we're going to change it from selected item to also include global.stats.main chara, and then also pause. But now we need to actually modify the script to actually take those arguments. So we're going to go to equip weapon, add in our target, and that's going to be global.stats.main chara by default, right? And then we're going to say pause equals by default bottom. Yeah, so instead of saying this.wp, we're just going to say target, right? And yeah, same thing up here. This is going to be target.weapon. And yeah, after we update the list, we're just going to ser_txtb and weapon_new as our first variable that we're inputting, and position as the second variable. We need to make sure we say .use here, weapon new.use. And there you go. Now it worked. You equip the hairbrush, and if I go to my stat menu, you can see the hairbrush equipped. I already had a hairbrush equipped, so there's another one here. Yeah, next up we gotta do, if you want to make that go away, just do that, right? So yeah, now we're gonna be doing exact same thing, but this time with our armors. I'll use the cloudy glasses as an example, since I already have those in my inventory. Use equals, get_txt, not equals, but colon, and then we're gonna use item dot armor dot cloudy underscore classes dot use, right? Then we add our comma at the ends, and we actually gotta go ahead and add that. So we're gonna add the armor section like so, and then we're gonna add the cloudy glasses. I'm just gonna go ahead and copy that from here. Simple, there we go. And yeah, we're gonna say you equip the cloudy glasses, right? So now we need to go ahead to our code here, and yeah, we're going to be doing the same thing as we did before. Now we're going to add global.stats.main chara and pause, right? And then instead of close, submenu equals select, and it's control equals false, right? Yeah, then we need to actually go to the armor equip script, and we're gonna add target equals global.stats.chara, right? Pause. Oh, yeah, make sure it's a period. There we are. And pause equals bottom by default. All right, then obviously we're just gonna replace this with target and this with target. All right, there we go. And then we're gonna add our ser_txtb. Then this is gonna be ar_new.use and pause. And again, make sure you spell everything right, otherwise it won't work. So now let's try that again. And there we go. You've equipped the classes, and yeah, we're all good. Yeah, okay. So yeah, just make sure you add the use thing for all of the items, otherwise you're gonna get some kind of error, And very final thing we need to do is at the bottom here, just say, control like that. So now the soul shouldn't draw when we are looking at the when we're in the text boxes. So let's try that. So if I eat the Noah candy, there we go. And then I equip the cloudy glasses. There you go. And put the hairbrush. Okay, I chose a really bad set of example weapon and armors because it's exactly the same, but like these are different ones. I have one equipped and I have one in my inventory. That's what's happening here. But anyway, you can eat. Oops. Make sure you actually have dialogue for it, otherwise it will crash. That's what it'll look like. But if you use it on one that we did add stuff for, you get the Noel candy. There you go, right? And yeah, it's it might seem like a lot, but really it's pretty simple. It just might take a bit to get through everything. But yeah, once you understand how to do it, it's not so bad. Yeah, so next we will show how to actually add all the shop dialogue with the dialogue system. So let's go and do that. Okay, hi. Okay, so for this section, I forgot to actually record my audio, so I'm gonna be doing a voiceover, just kind of after the fact, seeing what to do. So sorry if it's not exactly what would be ideal, but Okay, so here I'm just just showing what everything in the menu object should look like. You can pause the video and look at that and make sure everything is looking good. Yeah. Here's the draw event. And that's all of that right there. Okay, and you can see here I just pasted in my object initialize like all the values that I need for use. This is what it should look like. I just pasted what I already had before because I didn't want to manually type everything out again. So yeah, it's gonna be looking like this, and I'll let it scroll here for a minute just so you can pause, make sure yours looks the same, or for the items you have, but yeah, same format of everything. Once you have your use stuff, you're using the get text scripts, and same thing for sell here. Okay, and that's all for that. Okay, and now we're gonna go ahead and finish with all of our object shop code here. So we're actually going to start off by doing all the items at the top here. Yeah, before we do that, I'm just going to quick replace all of my QC dialogue here with what it should be like, because I forgot to set it like that. So, or I did before, but I was just showing it on my development project. I didn't actually copy it down. But anyway, so now we're going to go back up to our items, and we're going to make sure all the text is going to be using our get text stuff, or just referencing the variables from the item struct that already are referencing the line file using get text. Yeah, we're going to start at the top there with the tough glove, and we see the name is already using get text, so we can just instead of like having the name like that, use get text and then the name that we want. And if you want in the shop for the name to be displayed different, like for Spamton shop or something, you can just create a place in the lang file where that needs to go, and then just reference it there instead of the item struct. And here we need to add a shop description to all the items that we are going to be selling in shops, yeah, you can like give it a specific like shopkeeper, set it for a specific shopkeeper if you want different shopkeepers to sell the same item with different descriptions. But anyway, yeah, it's going to look like that. You're going to have to add a shop description to the item in the lang file. Here I'm just like pasting all the items I had in my other lang file just so I don't have to manually type them all out. And yeah, you can see here now I'm adding like the shop description, and yeah, we're just going to call it shop desk, and it's just going to be a string, no need for the brackets. And for the string itself, if you want to go ahead to the shop and just like copy what you already had as the description there and paste it, that should be good. And then you just simply need to, use the reference the shop description in the item struct, global item struct, like we did with everything else. And you can see here, I actually realized that it probably would be better if we just actually reference the item name, unless we specifically want it to have not what the actual item name is, which you might in some cases, again, like with Spamton. And then you can kind of just paste the same global.item.weapon.tough glove there, and do .shop desk, there we are, and that's all you're gonna need to do for that, for it to display the shop description, or for it to reference the right text for the shop description, right? Yeah, you can just go through the rest of the items you have there and do the exact same process. And but before you go ahead and do all of that for everything, it might be a good idea to just create like a variable called ITM, short for item, and this will just hold the global item struct so that we don't have to type global.item every single time. We can just go ahead and replace that with ITM like that. And that just, makes it a little easier than typing out global.item every time or pasting it, just a little briefer. And if you want to use Control F to replace all the global item stuff here, you can just type global.item and then type ITM and then highlight. Make sure you highlight after you type it, and then click replace all with the 3 check marks there. Yes, and also important to note that like when you're have something with a line break in it with a /n, that when you're putting it in the lang file, that you replace the /n with a hashtag. This is because just to keep it consistent with all the other texts we're using in the game, where we use a hashtag as a line break, and we're going to be using the string clean script that I included with the dialog system that will automatically turn any hashtags into line breaks. I'm going to click on it here in a second. And if you look here, it does a bunch of other stuff and lets us do some certain things, but important for our things at the bottom here is that if there is a hashtag, it will be setting it as a new line thing. You can see the shop description has a hashtag in it. That should actually be referencing using it. You should be using get text to reference it in the lang file. I think by mistake I just forgot to do that there. But do make sure you actually put that in the lang file. And here there's if you have like a different shop description for different shopkeepers, you can kind of just add it, and then in the shop struct create a new item that uses that instead of the default shop description. Like this, you can make mainly banana burger pants, right? And this will, instead of having the normal shop description, will have the burger pants description, right? And you can see the item it gives is still the manly banana. Okay, and up here we want to add a, the currency variable, which I think I assumed people had beforehand, but just add it here if you haven't already. And then go ahead and replace star here with a get dia sys asterisk. And then obviously for the options, we're going to be doing get text and then shop dot, and then each option, right, buy, sell, and talk. And then for our yes, no down here, we're not going to be replacing the individual things right there, since our sys dot yn already is an array of yes and no. So we're going to be using that just for the choices if we want to buy stuff or not. All right, and that's everything for the create event. So now we're going to be scrolling down to our draw event. And actually we need to create a step event, because like with the menu, I forgot to move some of the stuff from the draw event to the step event that was meant to be in there like just in the first place anyway. But because it's not being used to draw stuff, it's only for actually doing things, so we want it in the step event. The first thing we want to do is create our own if menu equals select thing in the step event there. And we're going to copy anything that's not used for drawing stuff into it. So first things first is we're going to be copying that. And we're also going to be copying everything that's used for drawing the text and replacing it with calls to create a text box instead of drawing the letters. Instead of drawing the lines just like without any animation or any of the special features that we want a dialogue system for, but anyway, now we want to copy all this here. And all of this we're also gonna delete and put at the top up here, since that's what was drawing the text before, and obviously we don't want to be drawing it the old way. We want to be doing it with the dialogue system now. So anyway, just so that it only does it if there isn't a text box already. We're gonna say if there isn't a instance of a text box that exists, then we're gonna start drawing the text that we want, or not drawing it, but creating a text box with the text we want. So delete that for loop and delete the other for loop. And if welcome is true, we want to draw our, or we want to create a text box that will have our intro lines, and we're using txtb none because we don't want to have a text box for it. It's going to be just like the text. We're already drawing the text box in the draw event, but yeah. Anyway, the coordinates are 124 and 10. Please careful attention to the coordinates that I type in here. One time I think I do type it wrong, but I try to fix that too. So yeah, just make sure you're typing the coordinates right, otherwise it's going to be like off screen or just like not where it's supposed to be. And yeah, we also need to make sure we add a variable up here called style, and we're going to set it to light. We're going to add some other variables there at the very end of the tutorial, but for now, that's going to be the only one we need. Anyway, yeah, so now that we have our style thing there, if you delete it and paste it back, it will turn blue if you care about that at all. Okay, and you can paste it again in the else. You'll see I have some other values after style. Don't worry about that. We're going to delete it because those are useless for us because they're already defaulted to that. So anyway, just change intro to random flavor in the else one. Anyway, yeah, you can see I'm going to delete those now because I realized they were useless for our purposes. Yeah, anyway, so now if you have this thing here, if you don't have options selected as the switch, make sure you do, and make sure all the cases are buy, sell, talk, and exit. We're going to make a if menu goes by now. Yeah, so now we're going to cut the buy flavor switch here so that we can go up and put it in our step event. But before that, we need to only show all the flavor that we want if there isn't a text box already. All right, so yeah, now we're going to tab that out just to make it look neater. And then we're going to copy our text box like script here, and instead of those coordinates, we're going to have the coordinates -70 and 10. Yeah, just keep 10 like that. And yeah, instead of keeper.lines.intro, we want keeper.lines.by. And then we want to go ahead and copy that line there and paste it for all of our different flavor text here. And for buying, just delete all of that and paste it with the thing. And same thing for looking. And then we're going to go through each one and change it to the respective thing, like that. And for buying, we're going to add true, and then we're going to have our array here, and it's going to be stock, and then selected in square brackets, and then dot price outside of the first set or outside of the square brackets surrounding selected, like that. And that's just going to input the variables that we need into our text. And yeah, now we're gonna cut this here, paste it where we want, except you see here I accidentally paste it just in a different spot in the draw event, which isn't what you want, but I think I fixed that in a second. We also want to cut this, and we're gonna put it where we want. Again, here you see again I messed up and put it in the draw event, so I'm gonna go back and make sure I put it in the right event. Make sure you also are putting things in the right event. So yeah, I'm just gonna Control Z here to cut that and put it down there. And I'm gonna cut the if statement here. And also paste it up here, like that. Then we're gonna copy this whole thing here where it says if buy flavor equals buying. And we're gonna head back up and paste that. And we're gonna change the yes to get text sys.y. Then yeah, we're gonna copy the same get text sys.y and do the same thing for n for our node down here. And yeah, after the menu timer equals 2, we wanna do an instance destroy object text box like so. And we're gonna need to copy and paste that a few times actually within this, you know, is elf statement, the whole thing here. We're gonna paste it there. Then we need to go up and actually, well, down here. We're gonna paste it there. And then we're gonna go up here and paste it under this else if. We're also gonna paste it right there and right there. And up here in our switch option statement, we're gonna paste it. We're gonna type menu time equals 2 and then paste it, and then we're gonna copy that and paste it at the bottom of each of those after, yeah, just at the very bottom. And yeah, now at the bottom of our step event here, we're gonna do another if menu equals, and this time cell. Now we're gonna do the same thing we've been doing to make sure that there isn't already a text box before we try to create one, right? Yeah, so if not instance exists, object text box. In the drawdown, we're actually going to go ahead and copy this whole if statement here all the way to the bottom right before menu timer minus minus. We're not going to cut it, we're just going to copy it. And then go back up to our step, and where we have our if menu equals cell, we're going to paste it and then highlight everything that isn't indented and press tab to indent it, yeah, like this. And we're going to delete like the vast majority of this, but for now we're just like pasting it all, just so we can get the stuff that we do want to keep, which honestly isn't much. We probably could just like typed it all from scratch that we're going to keep in this menu in the step event. But anyway, for now, just delete that. Then we're going to go ahead and delete this whole for loop here. Then we're going to go ahead and delete all of that right there. Then under this var here, we're going to go and copy one of our text box scripts here, and we're going to paste it. And instead of by, it's going to be refused by. The coordinates are going to be 114 and 10. And we're going to say for this also if here, we're going to say if object text box dot do destroy. And we're going to highlight all of this and just delete it. Then we're going to say menu equals select, and selected equals 1, and menu timer is 2. Yeah, and then rough lines, or rough count, we want to plus that, add 1 to it, right? And then we want to say if var if variable instance exists, keeper dot lines dot comma, and then we're gonna have the string refuse underscore by plus string refuse count. And yeah, this is gonna basically just set our refuse lines to be the right lines depending on how many times they've refused it. We just want to say keeper.lines.refused by equals variable instance get, and then keeper.line, and we can just copy that whole thing we had there, and yeah, it will fetch us the right lines that we want. So now we want to say instance destroy obj text box. So now we're going to delete that else that was there and just turn it into an if. I'm going to make it if not keeper dot refuse underscore by and global dot select button pressed and not we're exiting shop px, and menu timer is less than or equal to 0, and array length of sellable is greater than 0. And then here we're going to highlight everything down here and just delete it. You can see we really didn't need to copy all of it, but anyway, we're going to say var c equals 0 if column equals right, then we want to say c equals 4. And down here, var item underscore id equals sellable selected plus c dot id at the very end there. And then we want to say if variable instance exists, keeper dot buy prices, comma, item ID, then we're going to set price to, well, we're going to struct get keeper dot buy prices, comma, and then the item ID of the item we want to get the price of. Yep. Then we want to say global dot stats dot main chara dot money plus equals price. And yeah, I explained all the code in the shop video. This is just kind of copying it over to our step event. Anyway, str item delete, and then the link selected plus c. Then we want to update our lists like that, and play the sound for selling, or buy item actually, which yeah, uses the same sound, and set our menu timer to 1. Okay, and now we want to make our menu for talk. Then from the draw event, we are going to be copying that. Don't delete it, actually, just copy it. Yeah, there you go. I'm going to add it back later, but yeah, just know you're always supposed to copy that. Don't delete it. Yeah, then we want to do our same exact if not instance exists object txtb that we've been doing. Then we're going to go ahead and copy that same, text that we've, been copying and pasting the whole time, text box scripts. This time, instead of refuse by, we are going to be using talk flavor. And coordinates 1-170 instead of 114. Now we're going to go ahead, delete all of that there. We don't want that. We are going to cut this right here and go back up and paste it in. We are also going to want to go ahead and copy all of this right here up until menu timer minus minus. All right, then we paste it up there. All right, then we want to say instance destroy obj txtb under here, and we're going to copy that, paste it under these two else's here. And that's all for talk. Now we're going to do talking. And yeah, so we're going to scroll down to it in the draw event, and we want to copy var talk lines equals that. Like that. And exact same if not instance exists object txtb as always. We are going to create our text box. This time we want the coordinates to be 114, and our talk lines for what we're inputting here. Then if object text box dot do destroy, and then we're going to go down and we're going to copy everything within this else if here. Just cut that like so. Okay. Okay, and finally we're going to be doing our exit menu. Okay, then in the draw event we're going to go ahead to our exit menu here, and starting from the very bottom here, we're going to cut this so we have it on our clipboard. And then we are gonna go ahead and delete this entire for loop, since that's, was drawing the text before, and now we're gonna have our own thing to draw the text. Then we're gonna go back up here and paste, the thing we copied. And now we're gonna say if, I think you know the drill by now with if not instance exists, object text box. Alrighty, and then inside we're just gonna make the text box like we usually do with it. Except instead of talk lines, we want to be doing keeper dot lines dot outro. Now we're gonna go through the draw event and delete everything that we don't need in the draw event that we copied over to the step event, but haven't deleted yet. But first, there's some stuff we also need to just replace with get text, such as this plus sign, which is just going to be shop.plus. I'm actually going to go ahead and copy that so that we can just paste it there over that one. We're going to replace this whole string here with get clean, string clean, get text. And the text we want to be getting is shop.armor, like that. Then we want a comma, and then we want an array, and in the array we want to input the values item.stat. Right, and we're going to copy paste it for the next line here, but we're going to replace armor with armor underscore comp for our comparison. And we're going to change it from item stat to plus, comma, item stat minus global dot stats dot main chara dot ar dot df. Yeah, okay, and then we're going to copy and paste it there, except we're going to change armor to weapon. And we're going to do the same thing down with the food section, except we're changing it to shop.food. We're going to copy that second line there, and we're going to paste it over the one for our weapon and change it to weapon comparison. And we're changing it from armor defense to weapon attack. Then we're going to delete that line there. Then we're going to replace this G here with our curly brackets and put currency in it, like so. And we're just going to do that every time we see a G, just as a string in our code, since our currency might change between shopkeepers and languages. Now we're going to replace exit here with get text shop.exit. And we're actually going to go ahead and delete the menu timer there. Go actually to the bottom of the step event and put the menu timer minus minus at the bottom there, because before we were kind of doing it in every if statement, which is just kind of like redundant when we can just do it once at the end of the step event. So just search menu timer minus minus in your Control F and delete it every time you see it in the draw event, because it's kind of redundant to do it like that. Just put 1 at the bottom of the step event, and that's all you need. Right, in our shop menu, we want to just delete that if statement there, and now we want to delete that for loop. And we're also going to replace this G with our curly brackets and currency, like we've been doing. And same thing with exit, just with shop.exit. And we're going to do the same thing with the G here and the G right below it. So now we want to delete this whole if statement here, since we put it in the step event. Alrighty, and that's all for our cell menu. Now we're going to be going down to our talk menu, and we're actually going to replace the var opt equals keeper dot lines dot talk underscore options, because we kind of still need that if you didn't already keep it there. Anyway, we're going to replace that G there with currency, and then the new text there with get text shop.new, and we're replacing exit here with get text shop.exit. And for all of this here, we are going to delete it, Okay, and it looks like I accidentally deleted my manly bandana here when I was doing the pizza pants once. I had to add it back. And this is, I think, a glitch with our Gamemaker update or something. For some reason, we're going to need to pull our warps out a little bit for it to realize that we're trying to walk into it. So yeah, just like go to whatever room you have warps in, and you're going to need to, in the editor here, find a layer for the warps. And then once you're on that, pull them out a little if they're just like not working for colliding with them. I don't know why the Gamemaker stops letting you do it with like a smaller hitbox, but anyway, we're gonna test that out now. And I know actually, since this is in the future that I'm doing this voiceover, that I get an error. So yeah, this is why you need to make sure you have your shop description for all of the items you're gonna have in the shop, because here I forgot to have it because I accidentally deleted it earlier and forgot to add it back. So yeah, just if you don't have it, make sure to add it. Okay, and actually here you can see in my chat array here for QC, I have the talk things instead of talk 1, 2, and 3. I had the old names I had for it, which was like talk hello, talk about whatever. But I did change that to just talk 1, 2, 3, 4, just so it's easier to copy paste for other shopkeeper structs and stuff. So I might recommend you just make it 1, 2, 3, and 4. Just just to keep it consistent and easy to copy and paste, and not manually type out every different word that you might use for it, like that. Okay, and you can see here it is not. It showed the text on the left, right, but now all the text on the right there is not what it should be. And the reason for that is because I forgot the shop struct there in my lang file, so I went ahead and added that back in. Make sure you have that. And there you go. Now we have all the options there working, and you can click on it, and you can see where we'd like to buy. But you can see in the description for some of the stuff isn't exactly working. And you can see the hashtag still there because we forgot to actually add the string clean for that specifically. So we're gonna go ahead and fix that, but also you see here we have another error which we'll also fix. And yeah, with the mainly bandana, the reason it was having the fallback message is because I didn't actually have the shop description. I didn't actually have the shop description in the lang file, so I went ahead and added that. Okay, there we go. So now I actually added the shop description there, as it's supposed to be. And now back in object shop, we need to go ahead and add that string clean to where it is showing the actual descriptions. And that's going to be in our draw event in our buy menu section, right at the on the third line of the thing here, where it's item.desk. We're going to need to put the string underscore clean like we did with the other ones right there around it, and make sure that you have 2 parentheses at the end there, like that. And then you can just copy and paste that with the other item desks so that it also applies the string clean to them. And now we should be able to run that, and that specific issue should be fixed. If we go to buy, yeah, you can see all the line breaks work like so. You can see it's not actually drawing our buy prompts, so we're going to need to fix that. We're going to, under this if buy flavor does not equal buying thing here, we're going to have to rewrite this loop we might have did earlier on this core for I equals 0, I is less than 2, and I plus plus. And then in that loop, we want to say draw underscore text at 240, 170 plus I times 20 and then yes, no for I. And you can see it's, I put it at the wrong thing there. Instead of being in buy flavor does not equal buying, it was supposed to be in one where it does say buying. I messed that up there, so we're gonna have to create a new one called if buy flavor equals buying, or we can actually just do an else. That works better. Thank you, Pass Me, for doing it the better way. Then we can just paste that back in there. And afterward, we're going to draw the soul. We're going to change the x coordinate to be 229, and y coord to be 117 or 178. And it's going to be selected yes, no, like that. And there we are. That is working good now, and all the flavor text seems to be working. But now if we click sell, it's giving us an error. Yeah, to fix this, we're actually going to highlight all of this and cut it and paste it there, because I actually messed up where we were pasting it before. And make sure you press Shift Tab to remove all the extra space there. Then after the if up there, we want to say else if array length of sellable equals 0, and they're not selling. Var rough lines equals keeper dot lines dot refuse underscore by, and then we're going to go and copy one of our text box scripts here, and we're just going to copy that and paste it up here where we were before, and make it rough lines like that. Okay, and now we can actually enter the cell menu like that. And also you might notice I had a space in between keeper and the other thing down there. Don't have that if you do. Okay, I just realized that the past hour and 20 or so minutes of my recording did not have any audio, so this should be the end of the voiceover section, because that's likely what I ended up doing. So yeah, anyway, now we are going to continue with trying to fix this. So it seems like what we need to do is change keeper.lines.refuse by to rough lines here. So yeah, we're going to change this to rough lines. Yeah, then we need to change this to no lines, my bad. No underscore lines, which, yes, okay, equals keeper lines, no underscore lines, no items like that, items like that. And this is gonna be no lines like so. And yeah, this is again gonna be 114 10 like that. So let's run that. It still seems like it's thinking that we can sell things, but if I go up here and double check, let me minimize Garrison since we're worrying about him for now. Yeah, refuse. Oh wait, it is false. I think I was looking at Gerson before. Let me make sure that's true. All right, now if I run that, that should work. So, yeah, there we go. Now it's all working. There we are. And if I sell again, but it looks like it's not showing the second one, which is an issue. So let's try to figure out what we did wrong here. Well, it looks like the issue is I spelled refuse with a U here for some reason, instead of an E. Refuse like that. And if you don't spell it like that, it should actually work. And then if I spell again, and there we go. Now it has the second dialogue like that. So yeah, be careful with that. Now let's click talk. Seems like the text to the right isn't working. It should say care to chat, so let's figure out what that's all about. Well, okay, it looks like this should be -70 and not 170, so let's try that. And there we go. Now it's there. It was just all screen before. So say hello. right, this is all looking good. Oh yeah, and this is just, don't worry about this. This was something I was just testing to see if it would work. And yeah, that all is looking good. What to do here? On history. Yeah, everything is working good here. Yeah, so that all seems working. And then we can probably just exit. Bye now, come again sometime. Wait, did I have two things there? Okay, well, yeah, looks like we are going to need to add some things here. And so now this final false here should make it so that we can't press Z to advance the text. So if I go over here, if we click exit, and there we go. Now it doesn't actually go away like that. All right, good. Though only thing is it looks like the text is above the fade, which obviously we don't want. So what we can probably do is go ahead and go to our warp scripts, and I'll also show this in the next video too. But yeah, we're probably gonna have to change this to like 99999. And hopefully that should go over the thing. It does. There we go. So yeah, I'll just have to. I'll also show this in the next thing. So I remember. I'll delete that. I see it again. So yeah, that's all there is to adding the dialogue system to the shops. Now, one final thing is I'm gonna show how to add a blinking animation for our shopkeepers and mouth moving animation. So what we're gonna do is gonna go up to QC up here, and we should already have all of these sprites set here from earlier. And so now what we're gonna want to do is we're gonna add one called base underscore offset, and this is gonna be 20. Then we're gonna have our actually this is I underscore offset, which we're gonna be 21. Then does underscore blink is gonna be true. Then we want blink underscore period to be I'm gonna say 240. And if you divide it by 30, that will be the time in seconds. So if we do 240 divided by 30, that'll give us 8 seconds. So yeah, just do the number of seconds you want times 30, and that should be the number you put here for how many seconds it takes before they blink. And we want our blink underscore FPS, and that's going to be 4 for our case, because I want it to be, I don't know, at 4 FPS, you know. And blink underscore frames, I will set to 4, right? So, and a quick note about the blink FPS thing. It's not really like the frames per second. It's how many frames that it holds the, you know, how many frames should we hold each frame for? So really, it's like frames per frame. I don't actually know how to phrase that, but the length you hold each frame, frame hold length, you know. So that's what you really want to be thinking of when you put that value in there. So higher values are slower blink speeds. Smaller values means it blinks faster, right? Yeah. So anyway, and we want mouth offset, which we're gonna have as 11 for QC here. All of these values are gonna be different depending on your shopkeeper. You're gonna have to find the values that work for you. Not 4. True. Whoops. Okay. I love typing. Okay. True. Yeah, there you are. And you can download all of the sprites you need for from the writers resource. But anyway, we go and look here. Here's the blink animation here. I'm gonna put it just 1 FPS, for example. We said like, okay, and this is kind of what it's gonna look like in game. But anyway, you're gonna have to import that for your specific thing and whatever. This is what the mouth looks like, and it animates and stuff. Yeah, and then these are all the different facial expressions too for a shopkeeper. Yeah, so let's go over here. Yes, and so yeah, and these facial expressions you can control in the dialogue system. I'll show how to do that in the next video, but for now I'll just show like what we need to do to get that like set up. So anyway, next thing is we're going to need to scroll down here, and we're going to need to find where we have box animation style. After animation, we're going to have blink underscore timer equals keeper dot blink underscore period. And yeah, important to note for all your keepers, you're gonna need to add all these like, you know, variables for blinking and the face and stuff that we just added. Otherwise, it's gonna give you an error. So, for example, right now Gerson's not gonna work because I didn't go ahead and add all this stuff to him. I will later, but for now, I'm not bothering. But yeah, anyway, so now we have that. We want to say face underscore timer, face underscore frame equals 0. Then I underscore frame equals 0. And finally, mouth underscore frame equals 0. Okay, there you are. And yeah, so now finally, we want to go to the bottom of the, or not finally, we got like one more thing after this. We gotta do the draw event stuff. But first, for blink animation, we're just gonna say var blink equals true, right? And then if instance underscore exists, obj underscore txtb, and obj underscore txtb dot shop underscore face does not equal -1. Then we're gonna set blink to false. And then we're gonna have another if keeper dot does underscore blink and blank. Then we're gonna say if blink timer is greater than 0, blink timer minus minus. Then we're gonna say else iframe plus equals 1 divided by keeper dot blink underscore yes. Then if I underscore frame is greater than or equal to keeper dot blink frames, then iframes equals 0 and blink timer equals keeper dot blink period. Right. So that's for blinking. Then we have mouth anim, which if keeper dot simple underscore mouth. So if we want to do our simple mouth animation, if instance underscore exists, obj underscore txtb and obj underscore cb dot mouth. I'm gonna say mouth frame equals 1 else mouth frame equals 0. All right, and finally we have our face expression, which if not blink, then we're gonna set our face frame equal to obj underscore txt dot stop underscore face. Okay, and the if not blink thing here is just making sure if we're not like in the middle of the blink animation, right? We're not gonna change the expression until we're out of that, right? So yeah, so now just in the draw event, we are actually gonna draw this stuff. So after we draw these sprites here for the backgrounds, we're gonna draw underscore sprites, and it's gonna be keeper dot eyes. Then we're gonna do eye underscore frame, then center dot x minus keeper dot spr underscore keeper underscore x off. Then it's gonna be center dot y minus keeper spr underscore y offset. Then you wanna copy that same thing, but this time we're making it mouth. We're gonna mouth frame that. Okay, and then one final one here. If instance exists of obj underscore txtb, right? And obj underscore txtb dot chop underscore face does not equal -1, then we want to draw our talking sprite, which let's actually just paste this here. Now we're actually going to be drawing the facial expressions. Face, this will be face frame, and then the rest of these can all keep. And make sure this whole instance exists, right? Or exists like that, and now it should work. And, okay, well now we see we're having some. We see the sprites, but they're definitely not where they should be. Oh, and it seems that the thing I forgot to do here is we need to do minus keeper dot high offset. Duh, I just kind of forgot this part, and then just do the same for mouth and for face, and then we should be good. And now we should see that the yep, she blinks, right, and her mouth moved when she talked. Okay, yeah, and for some reason, if like the sprites that you've imported aren't like they don't match her skin color or fur color for whatever reason, just go ahead and re-import them from the spiders resource. I'm just gonna go ahead and import it from the stuff I already have. And yeah, you should see here that for some reason yours might be later than it should be. If that's the case, yeah, just go ahead and delete the old ones. And yeah, so yeah, once you re-import everything, it should look a lot better. So if I go ahead and I go run that now, it should match her fur color. And there we are. Her mouth moves when she talks, and hopefully she blinks in a second. There we are. And you know, if we talk to her, she might change. Yep, she changes expression. I'll show you how to add that later. For now, I just have that set so it works for me. In my thing here, in my lang file, I already have like all the things set up where it does that. But you know, I'll go over how to out all of that later. But anyway, let's make sure that all the new dialogue works. So let's go ahead and try to access that. Oh, there we go. And yeah, see, that works too. It's crazy, something new, and all the new text is working. Whoops. There we go. And yeah, that it all works. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Yeah. Okay, so that's all good. And yep, that's about all we're gonna be adding today.
Alrighty, thank you everyone for watching this video. I hope it was helpful and that everything is working well for you. If there's an error, please make sure it's not something that I show how to fix a little later in the video and that you followed everything I showed exactly. I can't tell you how often people don't do that. No hard feelings, but please just double check. Anyhow, the next video will go over some small changes and fixes I have regarding the system, and then I will go into detail on to fully use the system, and that should be out soon. And with that said, have a lovely day.